you're a listener of the show, you know my kitty does not live without her Smalls, honey. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your refrigerator, and it's delivered right to your door. So make it your New Year's resolution to get your cat eating healthier with Smalls.
The team at Smalls is so confident you will love their product. You can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat the food.
It's 2024, y'all. Are you still feeding your cat kibble? Head to smalls.com/rivalry and use promo code rivalry at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code rivalry for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code rivalry for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
Having a good therapist is more important now than ever. At Alma, they believe that therapy is more impactful when you feel heard and understood. That's why they help people find therapists who really get them. I love Alma because anyone looking for a therapist can browse Alma's free directory without having to create an account or enter any payment information. Alma can help you find the right therapist for you, not just anyone. Visit helloalma.com/rivalry to get started and schedule a free consultation today. That's helloalma.com/rivalry.
My interior designer, Tim, went to this art auction, Tim Tirico, and he got me this 3-foot by 5-foot beautiful painting of John Lewis.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so glad you have that. That sounds really cool.
She's frozen for me, but let's see if
oh Lord, I don't know. Every hotel Bob is in is bad. Everyone.
Really nice.
Are you back? Is he back? Oh.
I can hear you guys. By the way, you guys never leave for me. I hear you guys the whole time. There's never a moment where you guys have left me.
It's 3 feet by 5 feet.
Were you into John Lewis?
I mean, I'm grateful for his contributions to American democracy, and because of the things he did are the reasons why I'm here today. I acknowledge that, and it's a beautiful painting, and I'm very happy that he. I'm very happy. Well, here's the thing. So Tim went to this art. Tim went to this art. Say it again.
What did John Lewis do? I don't know much about John Lewis. I just know he's a congressman.
He was an activist. He
was the reach across the aisle guy.
Right.
I don't know much about his life though.
Right. And he also, I remember in school, he did some like he was part of like the freedom bus rides, and also like this like he like a lot of civil rights activism. Like he was protesting racial segregation, like sit-ins and the March on Washington, shit like that. I'm pretty sure.
He was at the March on Washington?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he was.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know much. I know very little. I just remember when he passed away, Obama was really upset about it, and that's when I remember that he became the guy who like basically coined the phrase "reach across the aisle."
I knew that about John Lewis. Yeah, I'm pretty sure John Lewis and Martin Luther King were contemporaries, and I mean, are y'all probably gonna be like, no one, you dumb, uneducated St. Lucian bitch? I'm pretty sure he was on Selma too. Didn't y'all talk about it in your Selma episode of We're Here?
About John Lewis?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. John Lewis was absolutely on the bridge of Selma. Hold on.
Yeah, no, we did not talk about John Lewis on during the Selma episode, but he was
John Lewis. Yeah, John Lewis was known for his civil rights activism. He was he was one of the big six leaders in the group to organize the 1963 March on Washington and led the first of 3 Selma Montgomery marches.
Who is the painting by? Do you know?
The artist's name is Lon Davis.
How do you spell Lon?
Lon.
Lon Davis. John Lewis. Let's see if I can look at this painting. No, it is not. It did not pop up. But that's really exciting. I'm glad you got your painting. That sounds really cool.
I'm gonna send it to you. You can see it right now. It's pretty dope. What can you tell us
Okay.
what city you're in?
I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You're in
Or
Las
if you live-
Vegas, the city of sin.
The city of sin. I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada, or if you live here, you call it Nevada. Only people in Nevada call Nevada. Only people in Nevada call Nevada, Nevada.
Nigga, do you
Everyone
know what to call it?
Well, I was trying to say only people in Nevada call Nevada, Nevada, and everyone outside of Nevada calls Nevada, Nevada. But in Nevada, they call it Nevada.
Yeah, I call it Nevada. I've only ever been to Reno, Nevada. I did a gig in Reno at a
You ever
club
been
in
to
Reno.
Vegas?
Huh?
You
Oh,
never been to Vegas? Jesus, that's crazy. I've never come
wait.
to Vegas.
I just sent you the picture.
You're like, I'm going straight to Reno.
Yeah, to Reno. The club was very nice. Reno was not a
Very nice
particularly
picture.
right. Reno was not a
Wow.
particularly nice city, but the club was very nice and the people were very nice.
Jesus Christ, Reno is listening. People from Reno listen to our podcast. You know that,
I'm
right?
sure they do. And listen, people hate New York City. Ugh, New York is you know what? You know what pisses me off about people who are not from New York? The first thing they come to New York, they comment on the smell. I'm like, nigga, you don't even smell nothing. I don't smell nothing. What the fuck are you smelling? And I'm gonna say it's because you're used to it. You're from it. No. People act like New York just reeks, and it does not. And Bob is the type of ignorant ass nigga that would just leave the table without excusing himself. Did y'all have to excuse yourselves when y'all got up from the table? I had to excuse myself when I got up from the table. I couldn't just leap and just walk away like it don't mean shit. This nigga just
Well, in
walked
my
up.
household, my mother told me that I had autonomy over my body and I was allowed to do what I wanted with my body. So I'm sorry that you didn't have
It's
that
not about
experience.
types. It's about manners.
Well, I'm going to remind you that I have autonomy over my body. My mother taught me that as a kid. I'm like, I'm sorry that your upbringing didn't involve that, where you had like these things that you had to do.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah. There were parameters and guide and bumper rails and things to guide me and mold me into an upstanding member of society. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry about that. That's so weird.
When does it kick in that you become upstanding? When does that kick in?
It's been kicked in. You know what? I be have to dig in the gutter to deal with your ass. Your ass be bringing me back down.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, like niggas like you.
It's like one of us doing a lot of pointing and name calling, and the other one isn't. So that's so interesting that I'm the one.
Nigga, fuck you.
Oh, that's so interesting. Wow.
Yeah. When I'm with you, what's her name? Michelle Obama said, "When they get low, you go high." No, when everybody else goes low, I get high. With you, I'm coming down in the gutter. I'm coming to play with you.
It's strange that you think that you're on my level when I feel like only one of us is really like yelling and name calling and pointing and doing those things.
Listen, there are at this point thousands of hours of footage of you screaming, yelling on this podcast. Okay, so these people listening, they're not fooled, Bob. You're not fooling anyone. There are no illusions here. We have seen who you are. We know who you are, and we will govern ourselves accordingly. And especially the members of the Mo Nation, we especially, because the bobbleheads, they're so glamored. They're so indoctrinated into your ridiculosity. But the Mo Nation, we see you. We know you.
Well, one thing I know about the members of the Nation is that they can't really be trusted. They're so desperate. They're so desperate and delusioned and destitute and sad and broken down and tired. They'll essentially take anything. And I just want to say out loud that as someone who lived in New York City for 12 years, New York City does smell bad very often.
It does not.
It is very often that New York City will smell bad. And this feels like a very well documented fact.
Well, here's my thing, right?
Because there are piles and piles of garbage on the street about 2, sometimes 3 times a week. Depending on where you're walking, you will always see the pile of garbage because in New York City, there are no alleys. So they're
well, like that's not true. There are alleys. You can't say there are no alleys.
But they're not many. Most of the trash goes to the street. There aren't 0 alleys, but there are very few alleys because the buildings are all so close together. So there's not a ton of alleys, like alleyways. It's just like when you go to Philly, there are like alleys between the buildings where it's not like a street, it's just an alley. But in New York City, these restaurants, they take their trash, drag it to the edge of the street, put it there, pile it, stack it high right in front of their restaurant, and then go back inside and serve food.
Well, I'm pretty sure it has changed. They passed some new thing that you can't do anymore. But my point is that people saying that like they step off the plane and they're like, "Oh my god, it just smells so bad out here," and I'm like, "No, no, 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 no." Like again, every city doesn't smell great all the time. Bitch. I was just in fucking Catalina Islands, and there were smells there too. But people act like New York is the only place that smells. And every city sometimes has an odor of whatever it is. It's not like New York is something unique to New York. That's my point.
Well, I think that saying that New York smells isn't saying New York is the only place that smells. If someone go, "Wow, the sun shines in Miami," we're not saying the sun doesn't shine
But they
anywhere
don't say
else.
about nowhere else. They don't
All we're
because
saying,
LA be stink. LA be
that's not
stinking
true.
too.
That's not true. People say that Paris stinks. People say that LA stinks. People say that Vegas stinks.
I
People
don't
say
hear
that
people
New
say.
York
You hear
stinks.
people say LA stinks often.
Yeah, specifically in reference to the smog surrounding the city and how it always smells like kind of like toxic waste and how it always smells like gas. That's something I've heard a lot of times.
Have you smelled gas and smelled smog and toxic waste
I
here?
want to be clear. I have a very poor sense of smell.
I have a good sense
say
of smell, and I never
I say
smelled
this.
that.
I say this all. Well, you don't smell in New York City, so we can't trust you at all. I don't think you do have a good sense of smell. If you've
I
lived in
do.
New York City for over 10 years and you're like, it doesn't smell, I've never smelled it smell bad.
Okay,
We can't trust your
okay.
sense of
See,
smell.
here we go. The Bible.
New York don't smell.
I did
You're
not say.
untrustworthy.
I did not say it never smells.
Your
And
old factories are an old
I
factory,
never
okay?
said that I have never smelled. See, I literally never said that. I did not say that. I'm saying,
This whole thing is fucked up on
bitch,
you.
your whole this is fucked up.
I know. I have a poor sense of smell. I made this very clear.
I'm not
So
talking about. I'm talking about the smell, the eyes, with the vision, the taste.
I can see. There's nothing wrong with my eyes.
Nigga, you wear glasses and
Yeah, I wear glasses,
you have
but I
color deficiency.
wear glasses and I have color blindness. So yeah, you got me, Monet. I have a disability.
You're fucked
You
up.
ate me. You ate me up with that one. You ate me up.
You're fucked
But I
up.
can see. I'm not blind, and I can see things.
I didn't say you're blind.
I don't even need to legally wear my glasses, so I can see very well. As a matter of fact,
You look cute.
and I can see right through this. I can see through things. That's my eyes allow me to see.
You seem. No, we can't say. Well,
Got my hands doing good like they supposed to. Showing my heart to the folks that I'm close to. Got my eyes, though they don't see as far now. They see more about how things really are. Yeah. Monet, we won a GLAAD Award last year.
We did win a GLAAD Award last year. It was honestly because where was I? Every time we win one of these awards, I'm not there. For the Aquarities, Jacob had to receive it. I wasn't there. For the Webbies, neither of us were there. For the GLAAD Award, you were there.
I was there, yeah.
I want to go. When is it?
Why didn't you go? What were you doing?
I was on tour or work or something. I remember we were all messaging and I was like, I'm gonna be out of town on this thing.
See, you gotta be like me. I don't work that often. I just be chilling. I barely do anything. I just be staying at home most of the time.
I like working. I enjoy it. If I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't want to do it,
For me, I'm leaving the workforce behind.
Okay. You said Madonna, come on and
I volunteer on this isn't where I volunteer on the
oh, that's so nice of you.
Yeah. So okay. I can leave whenever I want.
So should we volunteer all of your paychecks too for the tour?
There's no paychecks. This is volunteer work.
Who fills in for you when you decide to take some time off?
Yeah.
I haven't chosen to step away yet, but I have a few people lined up, a couple of the dancers and a couple of drag race girls who are like really good and really talented. And let's just say if you never got the call, then you're not one of the girls.
Mm.
The girls.
So they filled in for you? Because I haven't seen this.
Can you
tell us what show that they filled in for you?
No,
that you
I've never called out. I've never taken I've never just stepped away. But if I want to, we have people lined up.
Interesting.
Very trustworthy people. But yeah, my work is completely voluntary, and if I want to leave, I could literally walk out in the middle of the show. I could walk out in the middle of the Vogue number. I could just stop, turn around, take my little hat off, walk down the stage, take off my microphone, my inner ears, hand them to Roger.
My inner ears. You here go hood nigga in my inner ears.
How's it a hood to talk about inner ears?
They're in ears, not inner ears. Niggas love adding extra syllables. Yeah, I'll put it in my inner ears.
Your insinuation that I am hood it doesn't hold a lot of weight.
Bob, you not hood?
No.
Yeah, I'll put it on my inner ears.
I'm not hood. I think this feels like a projection.
if anything.
I 100% know I have hood behavior. I'm not upset about that. That I embrace that fact, that truth about me.
That's why there's probably a projection. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Anyway, last year we beat Las Culturistas. We beat up until dawn, aka Megan McCain. That's when we had that when we edited that video when y'all brought it up and Mitch edited all that fucking Megan. I had to say that was a very funny Sibling Rivalry video.
Also, Jacob, can y'all clip? The patrons are very upset that my nipple was blurred out on Patreon. Can y'all just clip just the nipple and post it on Patreon, because they are really up in arms about the nipple blurrage.
For sure, I will post some nip on Patreon.
I'll show mine too.
Wait, Jacob, hold on, Jacob.
Yeah.
Bully. Oh,
that's optional. That's optional. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm trying to read. I guess this looks different than the way they normally look. This is so interesting. I need a moment to gather myself because I'm confused. So,
well, let's take an ad break here.
Wait, in fact, let's take an ad break, and then I'll be able to make sense of this document. This is a little different than
We are back. I have to say,
it felt like the break wasn't clear. It wasn't. I don't feel like it was like, this is a break. But I mean, if the break is abrupt, it's abrupt. It's whatever.
Now we had won the Query last year, but we weren't nominated this year. That really breaks my heart. I really wanted to try to win two years in a row for a Query.
We are nominated this year.
We are?
Bitch.
We're not nominated for a Query.
We're not.
Are you sure?
You're nominated for Badass or something like that, and the vote is already done.
I'm thinking the GLAAD Awards. Sorry.
Yeah, before we get to GLAAD Awards, we're doing the Queries.
Oh, got it. My mind had not shifted over to Queries. By the way, it's kind of like how in the last episode of Watchery, where we kept saying Russia. We know Yelena's from Serbia, but the word Russia just kept getting stuck in my head
because of Plain Jane. She won't let us forget she's fucking Russian.
But yes, we're talking about the Queries now. But no, we did not get nominated, but we won, which is nice.
We did. We won last year. It was very nice. I just remember that year that you, Jacob, and I went. Well, you, Jacob, Andy, and I went, and that's the year that Mo Hart hosted, and she was just on the stage. We could cut this on the podcast. Did you? I don't remember if we talked about the thing with y'all on the podcast.
I don't know if we did, but if you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. It was a very odd moment for me, and it was kind of like, ooh, that seems really.
And I'm not laughing at the I just laugh when I'm laughing at this stuff.
You know, it feels like you're laughing at it. I gotta be honest. Bob. It feels like you're laughing at it.
I'm laughing at Bob recounted the story because you're just so.
I mean, this doesn't feel like an environment where I want to share this story. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the other thing because it feels like you're laughing at me, and it's something I'm sensitive about. So
Sam. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. I swear I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you retelling the story because I also think about the other one story you would tell me that you you tell about. What's her name?
Who?
Detox. Detox.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at when you retell these stories. It's always very funny.
I don't feel particularly comfortable, but we can talk about the Queries some more. So I'm just gonna protect my peace.
Okay.
And not talk about this topic that I'm sensitive about.
The Queries. There is a really fun event though. It's like so many nightlife, like a lot of nightlife people. But it's not just LA nightlife. It's just like queer nightlife. It's I find it to be a fun night.
Yeah, it's definitely national because I know that Ocean Kelly nominated for Query. Was Ocean Kelly nominated for a
and
Wowie.
She came?
She's nominated for a Wowie. I think she won
I think she was also nominated for a Query last year as well.
But she did not make it. But Tony Talks came, who's from Atlanta. And that's where I first met Mikey, and Mikey didn't live in LA when he
where did Mikey live? In New Mexico?
Like in New Mexico, yeah. I think that's an assumption.
Wait, is this where Mikey and Jacob met for the first time?
That's where I met Mikey for the first time.
But Jacob was there too, so I'm saying, did Jacob meet him that night?
Yes,
as well?
that is where we met.
Got it. Wow.
Yeah. And
this is also the fucking Query party where Bob goes up to one of Bob goes up to the showrunner of RuPaul's Drag Race. Her name is Mandy Slanks, and he goes, so I'm talking, me and Mandy are talking, having like a conversation about, this was All Star 7 was like about to air, or was just airing. And we're talking, just having, and Bob walks over like, yeah, Monet, tell Mandy all that shit you're talking about her. All that shit you be talking
What
about
I
Mandy.
said was, yeah, Monet, talk that shit you was talking about Mandy before she was here. Which
And
honestly,
now Mandy does not know Bob, but
I stand by it. It was funny.
Bob was not in Mandy's season. They didn't work together. So Mandy is looking at me like, she's like, huh? And Bob is, as Bob does, continue on. Monet, talk that. Monet, talk that shit. He's always talking about Mandy. She's like, and I was like, Mandy, he's joking. He's joking. I was like, this is Bob. You don't know. He's just doing a bit. There's no shit. Anyone was talking.
Well, Mandy, if you're listening, let's just say not every joke's a joke, and there's a little truth to every joke. Mandy worked in my season. She was on the last. She did the finale.
Oh,
I think she came on
just the last episode.
Yeah, I feel like she came on I feel like she came on like for the finale or something like that. I just remember seeing her and being like, there's this new person here who's like really high up in the production. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Hi. Because there was this thing going on downstairs where RuPaul was on the TV out of drag rehearsing. So they put us in the basement. So we were not like watching RuPaul rehearse. Like we were all like on stage rehearsing and they were like, everyone has to go to the basement real quick. So we were back in the dressing room. And to be clear, the basement is a dressing room. It's not like we were like in like a cellar. We were in like the dressing room. And there's a monitor of the stage, and we're like, oh, RuPaul's here. I guess that RuPaul needed the stage for herself. And then Derek Barry and Thorgy are filming the screen while RuPaul's on the screen. And then Thorgy posted it on Instagram, like in her story.
I know Theron probably came out and said like, Thorgy.
Well, first Mandy came down and was like, hey guys, I just want to remind you all that the rules are the same as when we're filming the season. We need you all to not have your phones, please. Just put your phones away. And if anyone posts anything on social media, please take it down. And she turned around and walked away. And then no one responded and no one cared. And then someone else came downstairs, guns a-blazing.
Who Theron?
And it was like, Thorgy, delete it. Derek, delete it. Hold your phone up and delete it. Let me see you delete it. And I was like, honestly, work.
Are you wearing Balenciaga?
This is for Bob.
Oh, what about the bee in the glasses?
Bob. No, it's not real. It's not real Balenciaga. No, I would never spend this much money on a necklace ever.
But I mean, it's styling. It's borrowed. So is it? I mean,
it's not borrowed. I purchased it, and I would never spend this much money.
All of your styling clothes you purchased?
Most of them, yeah, not all, but most of them.
Can I borrow some?
I don't think we're the same size. So I don't think that
that felt rude.
Are we the same size?
I don't know. Nick, I just wore your costume. That's sitting in that blue bag over there.
Well, that's an old costume. I was a different size then. Last time you saw us, did we look we're the same size when you saw me in San Francisco?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Didn't you say you couldn't wear the dress I had on because it was too big for you? So do you think we're the same size?
But that doesn't mean I can't wear your sweater. I will wear the sweater still.
Oh, I'm just
the answer. The size is not mattering. Can I borrow this clothes or not? Don't worry about the size.
I'll let you borrow enough clothes. I think I need to get my pants back before I can let you borrow anything else.
What pants?
The tuxedo pants.
You gave me those pants, and I'm not giving them back.
Then I'm not lending you any clothes. I'm glad we had this conversation.
But you gave me the pants. Okay, you get mad. Okay, and also,
and I bought the sweater.
Also, I wear those pants all the time. Your whole thing, like, Monet, if I take a picture, there are so many pictures of me with those fucking pants on. I want to wear a sweater.
I love seeing them. I love that you wear those pants. I wish you wear a sweater. Let's go into the people up against in the queerities. I mean, the GLAAD Awards.
The GLAAD Awards. Okay, so these are the podcasts we're up against. Okay, these are the podcasts we are up against for best podcast.
Oh my God, Las Culturistas is not back on the table. This is
yes, they are.
No, it is.
Bob.
They're nominated. They're nominated.
Did you do what? Did you?
I don't see it. Oh, it's at the bottom. Wait, where is it?
The second page.
I'm looking. Oh, it's like the second to last one. Okay, there it is.
I was like, okay, these are the podcasts we're up against for the Emmy.
Well, also just so you know too, when you win the Query for podcast, you don't get to make a speech or anything. You don't even get to go up there and accept your award
Really, Jacob? I thought Jacob had to go up there and say something on behalf of us.
at the GLAAD Awards.
No,
Jacob wasn't at the GLAAD Awards. Jacob Slane, Jacob Ritz.
Jacob Ritz for the Queries. I think Jacob was there.
No, Bob was there. Bob was at the
I was
Queries.
there.
Bob accepted it.
Got it.
I accepted the query, but I also accepted. I was there for the GLAAD Awards, and when there are certain categories that just kind of like announce like in succession, in quick succession, and you don't, if you win podcast, you don't go up and make a speech. Because I had something ready, and I was like, if I win two awards, then I can go there twice. It's really exciting, but. Alas.
Got it.
Also, someone did the research, and I am tied for top GLAAD Award nominee apparently.
With something like Michael something.
So, guys, if I win one more, I could be the most GLAAD Award winning person in the history of the GLAAD Awards. So that's a great reason for a Sibling Rivalry to win. Would you agree? That alone is I could be the fucking Beyonce of the GLAAD Awards. That seems like a good reason to me, but what do I know?
Okay, so Translash is an award-winning journalist. Imara Jones hosts a Translash podcast where trans people and allies talk back about what matters most and discuss how to create a fairer world for all. To be full disclosure, I've never listened to Translash. I'm not familiar with Imara Jones either, but I have heard people reference to Translash. I've heard like Peppermint. Because also, this is not like a whatever, but oftentimes on YouTube, I'll just like go and like watch Peppermint interviews. Annie and I will like watch them because I'm a very big fan of Peppermint, and I love watching her talk, and she's so funny and just also so insightful. And I've heard her say the word Translash and reference it about certain things before. I
remember listening to it the first time last year when because I believe it was nominated last year too, wasn't it? And I feel like I met her at the awards too, or maybe there's a small.
She looks familiar to me,
and I met her somewhere else. But I do love obviously the mission statement of this, and having talk back with allies and about what matters in terms of progressing lives of trans people, and obviously trying to create a fairer world for everyone is a great journey. And I think that I especially love that a lot of trans people are so visible because of programs like RuPaul's Drag Race and Pose and Legendary, Translash, because of stuff like even stuff that doesn't seem as big, like what's the name of Julia Caliente's show that she had on Out TV? Translation. I believe it was called Translation. It was kind of like it was low key like The View, but on Out TV.
Julie Caliente had a talk show.
It was kind of like The View though. It was on Out TV in Canada. And then of course, I also imagine how hard it was for a lot of people who were like doing this work before it was like Laverne Cox back on fucking I Want to Work for Diddy. And
oh my God, Laverne Cox was on I Want to Work for Diddy. Oh yes, that was in Disclosure.
Yeah, and also people like Leomi on
So You Think You Can Dance.
America's Best Dance Crew.
ABCD.
ABDC. And also, if you watch Disclosure, there's a really interesting episode about a woman who's all I remember is her last name is Caldwell, because I didn't watch Disney, but she was like some Disney actor. She played like the principal on That's So Raven or something, or she played like a teacher or something. And she was like, she hadn't disclosed her trans identity to her castmates, but then she finally came out after the show had been, off the air for a while. And if you guys have not seen Disclosure, I 10 out of 10 recommend.
I don't know if it's on Netflix anymore. Netflix took down a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know if it's still on there. It was on Netflix for the longest. No, because I think it's a Netflix original. Although sometimes Netflix, they slap Netflix original on something. I'm like, it's not. Like, for a while, like, especially overseas, like Drag Race says Netflix original. I'm like, but it's not. How did they get to do that?
Maybe because they own the rights to it in that area.
Maybe.
Like
yeah, no, it's still on there. It's still on. It's really good.
Yeah, and it really will make you reframe the way you think about a lot of stuff that you don't even realize you do that is really problematic or that could be harmful to other people, but not in a way that makes you feel mean and nasty. It's just a way that makes you see how it affects other people. It's not about you're mean, you're dirty, you're nasty.
Mhm.
It's how this affects other people, and it's really a powerful documentary.
Even though you might be mean and dirty and nasty, but the documentary is not specifically telling you that you are that.
Did we talk about that thing I saw on TikTok the other day?
About the thing that I said send it to me. That video you sent me
Yeah,
about
that was on the phone. That was on
it
TikTok.
was a podcast, yeah.
I'm just gonna play it instead of trying to fucking quote it. It's really good. And if I'm gonna send the video to you, Jacob, so we can just get it on the screen, or we can just like put it in somehow. But it's really, honestly, full on game changer. Let's listen.
How are some of y'all going around living life not caring what people think about you?
I just realized I never actually knew what you were thinking about me. I just knew what I thought you were thinking about me, which means I created a mean, judgmental version of you in my head and then used it to think mean things about myself, which means I made you mean in my head, which means I was being judgmental of you, not the other way around. Now I just assume people are nice. I just assume that they're cool. And if they act in some way that contradicts that, if they start being a total dick for no apparent reason, I assume that they're actually angry at themselves for something that they're then projecting onto me, just like I used to do. And then I forgive them and get on with my life.
Honestly, that is great. I've been showing that to anyone who I've been showing that to anyone who will listen lately. Truly, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Good
I
advice.
just put it in the group chat, Jacob, so you can send it over to Jay.
Let's go on to rooted recovery stories.
Oh, an ad break.
Oh, we're gonna take an ad break. Give me a break, Bob. Should we make a Sibling Rivalry jingle, like commercial jingle?
And we already have a theme song.
I know, so we should put some words to it. But is our theme song catchy though? Like, give me a break. Frosted Flakes are more like those are catchy jingles. Like, is our theme
Frosted
song?
Flakes is a jingle?
Yes. Frosted Flakes are more than good. They're great.
Oh, I never heard that.
Mm-hmm. Is it water on your knee? Operation.
Let's talk more about jingles when we get back.
I was jealous, but I am a cat person, and I'm very proud of it because cats are great companions, okay? Cats bring joy, they bring love, they bring life. So the least I can do is feed my kitty the best cat food money can buy because cats want variety in their diet just like we do. Nobody want to eat the same old nasty kibble every day. Ew, gross. My cat's old food would stink, stank, stunk. So I used to dread every time I had to feed her girl. The old food was boring, it looked gray, and I could see Miss Colleen losing interest until we found Smalls. If you're a listener of the show, you know my kitty does not live without her Smalls, honey. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your refrigerator, and it's delivered right to your door. So make it your New Year's resolution to get your cat eating healthier with Smalls.
Now, the reason why Monet says I'm jealous because she's actually jealous because she knows that actually Colleen likes me more than she likes her. And it is embarrassing when I come over. And I'm actually the one who recommended Smalls to her. Me and Colleen had a conversation. We were just listening to some podcasts together. Now, Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends. And a few short years later, they served high quality meals to millions of cats around the world. After making the switch to small, 78% of cat owners reported their cats had shinier and softer fur, and then 90% reported overall healthy improvements. That's a big deal. I mean, Colleen's a hairless cat with hair. I'm not saying it's Smalls, but I'm not saying it's not. The team at Smalls is so confident you will love their product. You can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat the food.
Okay, got it. It's 2024, y'all. Are you still feeding your cat kibble? Head to smalls.com/rivalry and use promo code rivalry at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you have to use our code rivalry for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code rivalry for 50% off your first order plus free shipping.
Having a good therapist is more important now than ever. At Alma, they believe that therapy is more impactful when you feel heard and understood. That's why they help people find therapists who really get them and the right someone to talk to, right? That's not just anyone, the right someone to talk to. I love Alma because anyone looking for a therapist can browse Alma's free directory without having to create an account or enter any payment information. Alma can help you find a therapist who gets you. Therapy is more impactful when you feel heard and understood. And if you want to talk to someone, all right? Alma is there to help you find the right someone, not just anyone. When you browse the directory, you can filter by what you want to focus on, like anxiety, relationships, any big life transitions, as well as any preferences around gender, sexuality, faith, and more. Over 96% of therapists at Alma accept insurance, including Aetna, Cigna, United Healthcare, and many, many more. It's easy to get started. Browse the directory without creating an account or sharing any payment information, and you can book a free consultation call with a therapist that you're interested in seeing. Those short conversations are opportunities to get a feel for whether or not you're a good fit for each other. Alma can help you find the right therapist for you, not just anyone. Visit helloalma.com/rivalry to get started and schedule a free consultation today. That's helloalma.com/rivalry. No matter how you're starting off your year, when you use the secure Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card, you can build your credit scores with on-time payments for everyday purchases. Plus, there's no annual fee or credit check to get started. With a Chime checking account, you can get paid up to 2 days earlier. With qualifying direct deposit, you can get access to your money sooner. Chime offers fee-free overdraft with SpotMe. Overdraft up to $200 without fees with SpotMe when you set up a qualifying direct deposit. Ditch the monthly fees. Chime has no monthly minimum balances or overdraft fees. Chime gives you access to 60,000 plus fee-free ATMs. That's way more than the top 3 national banks combined, and easily find one near you using the Chime app. Start building your credit. Open a Chime checking account with at least $200 qualifying direct deposit to get started. Get started at chime.com/rivalry. That's chime.com/rivalry. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by the Bancorp NA and Stride Bank NA, members FDIC. Out-of-network ATM withdrawal and over-the-counter advance fees may apply. Call 1-844-244-6363 for details. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Results may vary. Early access to direct deposit funds depend on the payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply.
I mean, the best jingle in the history of the world is there's one that is like above every other jingle.
Let's say it on
There's
3.
one.
Let's see if we think the same one. I know we're gonna be whatever, but let's just try it. 1, 2, 3. Folgers.
J.G. Wentworth. No, it's J.G. Wentworth. If you have an annuity and you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now. That's literally the most elite.
No. 1-800-588-2300 Empire today.
No, it's no J.G. Wentworth. It's no J.G. Wentworth. But Folgers is great. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
But remember the fucking the fucking river dance or the Irish dancing one?
Michael Flatley.
No, it's the Folgers one where is the lady doing the Irish river. What they do?
Clog dancing, or it's what Michael Flatley.
Step dancing or river dancing?
It's what Michael Flatley does.
What?
It's the kind of dancing that Michael Flatley does.
He's Irish?
Step dancing. Michael Flatley. I don't know if Michael Flatley is Irish.
He's like, Irish.
River dancing.
River dancing.
Yeah. I don't know if he is Irish, but Michael Flatley is like kind of like the Irish river dancer of the world. Like he's like the one who does it.
The black guy?
No, Michael Flatley is certainly not black. Not even a little bit is Michael Flatley black.
Michael Flatley. Oh, okay, I see him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
because he's a Lord of the Dance. He was in Lord of the Dance musical.
Yeah, he plays the character of the Lord of the Dance in the Lord of the Dance.
Got it. Okay.
There was a group called, before Pentatonics, there was a group called Rockapella. And Rockapella was like a famous acapella kind of doo-wop sounding group. And you actually heard a lot of their work without even knowing you've heard it. And I think that they did a great version of the Folgers jingle that everyone remembers. And their most famous song is Carmen Sandiego, Well, she sneaks around the world from Kiev to Carolina. She's a sticky finger filcher from Madrid down to Belize. She take you for a ride on a slow boat to China. Tell me where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Well, she ransacked back a
I don't know that
stare.
song. Like I know Carmen Sandiego. I don't know the song though.
And go a big pocket birth. Well, they never Arkansas her still. The meat comes from the jungle, baby. Where in the world is that's it. If you don't know Carmen Sandiego,
I know the cartoon. I know, but I don't know that theme song. I never watched the
so
cartoon.
that theme song is not from the cartoon. It's from the show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
And what was the show?
It was a game show.
Oh.
So there was a game show that came on after Carmen Sandiego called Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? But the cartoon itself, where she was still thinking was called Carmen Sandiego.
You know, I want to say this is an actor I feel like did not get their flaws. And y'all gonna be like, maybe they did. I just don't. I don't have a recollection of it because I don't think I was like watching award shows and stuff when they were super active. But I feel like Jim Carrey never really got his flowers. Jim Carrey is such a great actor.
Well, Jim Carrey had a really career based on a lot of silly movies, and then Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind dropped, and or the Truman Show.
Truman
These are
Show.
movies. These are movies where I was like, is this supposed to be funny? I literally can't tell if I'm supposed to be laughing. But because he is so funny, there are times in movies like The Christmas Carol that he's in, and a couple movies where you're looking and you're like, I genuinely can't tell if I'm supposed to be laughing. I don't know if this is funny or if this is serious because I'm just so used to seeing Jim Carrey be so silly.
Right.
And I obviously fell in love with Jim Carrey on Living
In Living
Color, where he played Fire Marshal Bill.
That was too young. I was too young then. But I think Jim Carrey in The Mask is such great acting. It's so good.
Yeah, Jim Carrey is a very. I think he's very respected in terms of acting. I don't know that he's won any Oscars.
I was just about to look up this Jim Carrey Award
called like Smile or something that I watched season 1 of.
He has an MTV Movie Award. He has a Golden Globe. He doesn't have an Oscar or an Emmy.
You know what? He's doing better than us. Let's go on to Rooted Recovery Stories. Rooted Recovery Stories podcast features compelling tales of triumph over the storm of life. Guests share their unique stories in adversity, resilience, and personal transformation in candid conversations, offering a profound and uplifting experience so that others might find hope and encouragement. You know, I will say that one thing that Rooted Recovery Stories has over us is that they probably don't out people in recovery like we do on this podcast a lot. And by we, I mean there's one of us who outs people.
Okay, I want to be. This is
also to clarify. It's not just about people who are struggling with drugs and alcohol. It's about people who are recovering from illness, from like trauma.
Thank you, Jacob.
Recovering
this bitch.
a wide variety of.
Jacob is outing you for being misinformed.
Okay, first of all, I'm literally all I did was read what Jacob wrote. I want to be very clear about that.
You read or you read?
And I said I read what Jacob wrote. I didn't read what Jacob wrote, you dumb bitch. I said I read what Jacob wrote. Let's talk about English next.
We're definitely not going to win we're not going to win the GLAAD Award now. Call me bitch.
Tomorrow we'll do shapes and colors. Okay.
So Bob, how about I just don't understand the shapes. And I know your little TikTok. Maybe the shapes are hard for me. And now you're ridiculing me.
Since we're still conjugating verbs.
Now you're gonna ridicule me?
Yeah, I'm not a teacher, bitch.
Wow.
I'm a bully.
Okay, I want to be very clear. Anytime I've said someone is sober, they have said it on national TV, or they have like used their platform to say that they are in recovery. I have not been like, so y'all know that it's supposed to be sober, right? So anyway, let's be very clear about that.
Every time on national TV?
Say it again?
Every time they said on national TV?
Yes, like Selena Cities.
I just feel like you said it before she was ever on Drag Race. So what national TV was she singing on before Drag Race?
Wait, that I said to Selena was on.
You just said she said it on national TV, but you said it before she's on Drag Race. So I'm just kind of
or they made it public.
Oh, okay. You mean like in the street somewhere, like at a meeting?
Yeah, you frozen bitch.
Around other sober people, you're saying. Interesting. Is that a can of gasoline behind you? What is that behind you?
Where?
What is that thing? Is that a suit? What is that thing? Over your left shoulder.
My left shoulder. Over here?
What is that thing? Is that a chair?
What color is it?
Bitch, the thing on the fucking floor back.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
a
what
chair.
color it is.
That's a little stool.
Bob, there's that entire, there's mad stuff behind me. I don't know what you can see, bitch.
First of all, what color is it? Wow, we just discussed I'm colorblind. This is really ignorant and crazy that you would even say that.
I don't have any story. I mean, I have some friends that have nursed me back to health when I've been sick. But also, I'm not one of those people. When Bob is sick, Bob is down and out. This nigga be downtrodden.
That's not
This
true.
nigga got a sniffle. He talking about some. Bob, literally, you be like, Monet, I'm not well. Monet, I'm not well.
Yeah, I have a headache, but I'm not down and out. First of all, if I have a head, I want to be clear with you all that I did the entirety of our first Canadian tour with 4 dry sockets hitting the stage, and not a single person ever knew that I except
we knew
backstage.
backstage.
And
Yeah.
the Work the World tour with the broken toe.
I also did all of Work the World with a fucking broken toe.
Okay, not all of it.
I was not down bad. I'm not like in bed with, like everyone know it. But yes, backstage I was like, I have a headache, Monet.
No.
So yes, I did acknowledge out loud that I had a headache backstage. Then I went on to and did my job.
Backstage, y'all, this nigga has a common cold. He backstage with crutches. He all limping. I'm like, nigga, you have a sniffle.
Okay, first of all, if anyone has ever had one dry socket, you know how hard it is having 4. Let's clear it up. Let's clear it up, honey.
Let's move on. We already got a time. The next podcast.
No, I'm recovering from a toxic relationship with my best friend for the past 12, 13 years. That's what I'm recovering from.
That conversation with Tariq Ali, a podcast focusing on
We didn't say anything about recovery. We barely talked about it. You didn't even give me an opportunity to talk.
Well, Jacob trying to be funny, he's talking about something. Do y'all have any stories about recovery, illness, injury, season 10? Now he's trying to be funny.
That is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Anyway, speaking of that, I do want to plug some dates. So we are officially sold out from our run at the Soho House in London. We are sold out for 7 shows. But we do want to plug our Netflix is a Joke show. Please go to seethedragqueen.com and monetexchange.com now to get tickets to see us at Netflix is a Joke coming in May. It's going to be such an amazing show. And y'all can see the girls live in our hometown now. So go to get those tickets, y'all. Sell us out.
Hometown.
So you don't live here?
Also, we're doing a live show at South by Southwest. So if you're there, stop by and
is that announced
the full
yet?
episode. I mean, but I think by the time this episode comes out, it will be announced.
And just so all of you know, if those of you who also love seeing Jacob, whenever we do Sibling Rivalry live, Jacob is also there. So if you don't know what Jacob looks like, or you want to, we keep Jacob behind the paywall. He's so beautiful that it'll just distract the whole process if we show his beautiful face. I got a great video of Jacob singing at karaoke the other day, and it really warmed my heart. I was so happy to see that video. It made me so happy. I thank you for sending that video, Monet. You take that video?
I did see that video.
I love that video. I love this drink. I love that drink. Were you singing Mr. Brightside, Jacob?
I needed a good song that would rouse the streets. It was a very straight crowd.
I know. Well, also, I was like, yeah, but that's the thing, because Jenny is so gay. So it was Jenny. It was Bob's arch nemesis, Jenny Jaffe's birthday, and Jenny is very gay. Her husband is very queer. So it was like so where the energy at this karaoke was so straight. I was like, who are all these straight people?
Is Jenny bi?
No, Jenny's not bi.
Oh, yeah, but she's like a hag. I get it.
Yeah.
She's cis and straight, but she is also a drag queen.
Right.
Yeah, she's faggy. She's kind of faggy.
Yeah,
I get it.
Jenny's very.
Let's go into that conversation with Tariq Ali. So, a podcast focusing on mental and physical.
First of all, it's my turn to read. That conversation was Tariq Ali, and it's a podcast focusing on mental and physical health, financial literacy, business, social justice, and Tariq covers all the bases, all the things: mental and physical health, financial literacy, business, social injustice, and relationships. That's a lot, Tariq. Work.
It does seem like a lot. I've been thinking about my relationships with people and how I communicate. And I really think that I've changed a lot in the past, maybe 6 years.
in the way that I communicate with people, in the way that I show up for people. Well, I've always actually shown up for people. Showing up has never been a problem for me. But back in the day, by the way, people really don't like when you drink from that cup on the show.
I'm not chewing it. It's when I chew the ice. I'm just drinking my water.
But I used to do these things called drag queen weddings for equality in Times Square, and me and like three of my friends, four of us, me, Azrea, Frosty Flakes, and Hannah LeBronx. Well, it was really me, Azrea, and Frosty Flakes were all like, we're gonna do this every single Saturday in Times Square from noon to 4 until we have marriage equality in New York State. And we're like, we're gonna do it. And we went out there, and there were times where like one of the girls couldn't. They were like, I'm tired. It's cold. I don't wanna. But I used to like show up every single. I said, I'm doing this. I'm gonna
How
fucking
long
do
did
it.
y'all do it for?
A little over a year, maybe about a year and a half until we got marriage equality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I may have missed one or two, but I remember I went to most of them, and I was running the Facebook page, and I used to be so indignant about it. Like if they couldn't make it, it wasn't just like oh, you took time for yourself. It wasn't oh, it is cold. You're right. It's really cold outside. It was not nice the way that I would respond. I'd be like, well, some of us, it was very that. Well, some of us are doing the agreement, that kind of vibe. And that's not the kind of person I want to be in my life. Especially, it is the person who I was for sure, but I would like to be a much more understanding person. That's what I'm doing to salvage my notion, my side of toxicity in relationships. What about you, Monet?
I can't wait to see you implement that in our relationship.
No, thank you.
Yeah,
Continue.
I think. I'm sorry.
No, thank you. Go ahead.
I think that since being in a long, I will say I've grown and changed a lot with how I manage relationships with people and romantically since I've been in a long-term relationship. I think that I've learned to communicate a lot better since being in an LTR, and that has matriculated into other relationships with family, friends, and otherwise.
In terms of physical health, I joined an Orange Theory today.
That's the thing. See, oh my God, that I've been to one of those things, and I don't like that the whole room is orange. Kind of like how Barry's the whole room is red, and I get it. It's supposed to like stimulate make you ba. I'm like, just give me normal lights.
I'm colorblind. I thought it was gray. But I was at.
Did you
I was at an
really?
Orange. No, I know it was
Oh,
orange. That's a little bit of colorblind humor. Only the colorblind girls get it. But it was nice. Yesterday was my first time at an Orange Theory, and I was just working out in the hotel gyms, which I honestly prefer time wise because going to a gym takes up
so much time.
so much of your life. If you're at the gym for an hour, the whole process is 2 hours.
Okay, it doesn't take you. It take you half an hour to. It doesn't take half an hour to get to the gym from your house in LA.
Sometimes, yeah, it does sometimes. And even if it's not a half an hour, it's at least an hour and a half. And that is, I mean, my gym is not 7 minutes from my house. You know what I mean?
Mine is 11 minutes. So to and from is about 25 minutes, and I'm there for an
That's
hour.
that's door to door. That doesn't involve packing your belongings, showering after the gym, finding parking. That 11 minutes is literally door to door. That doesn't include anything else. Making sure you have all your shit
No,
together.
that's my door to door. From I'm talking about leaving my house, like walking the door of the gym in 11 minutes, because my parking lot is at the gym is never that full.
But that's what I'm saying. Door to door is 11 minutes. Stop to stop is 11 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And for financial literacy, y'all, I'm trying. I'm trying to be more financial literate. It's just so hard to understand and comprehend, and it's so many things. And financial literacy.
Some of you don't know shapes.
And financial literacy is hard because the government, like the school does not do a good job of making us financially literate. And there's so many things that as an adult you have to think about with like our 401ks and Roth IRAs and all this shit and mutual funds and benefit. There's so many things that I try. And every year I say, I'm gonna try to pick one facet of financial stuff to get more literate and understand better. And bitch, March. I've already I've not kept up with it.
Well, I feel like finances should be a math class. Like,
Yes.
which one? What do we need more? Trigonometry or finances?
Period.
Geometry, I get. I can say out loud that you use geometry several times
A
a day.
lot.
I really feel like you use geometry a lot. Arithmetic, nonstop. Arithmetic is a nonstop thing. Algebra, pretty frequently. Trigonometry, calculus, algebra 8.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. But
I don't think that that is so much needed, but finances should be a high school level, 11th grade, 12th grade math class.
honestly, because also there's so much math that you're gonna implement that you learned before into into those classes. Like, so it's like it really would. But again, whatever.
Who's the head of the Department of Education? It's still Betsy DeVos. There's
Yes,
no way
girl.
it is. It's still Betsy DeVos. No,
I think so. Her time hasn't gone yet. No, because when Trump was out, right? It changed.
it is Joan Ebert.
Joan Ebert. Joan, if you listen to this podcast, can you implement some of these things we're talking about?
Yeah, Joan, please. All right. And in terms of how are you accepting help, Monet?
Accepting help?
Yeah, accepting it.
I am a very independent. I like to do a lot of things.
Oh my god, accept sounds like accept. They sound almost
It's
identical.
accept and accept. You're doing.
That's what I said. That's why I said accept sounds like accept. Is what I said.
I'm
I
hearing
said, wow.
accept and accept. Say it again.
You accept a gift and you expect. Wait.
Ex-
Oh, no, sorry. You accept a gift, except when the gift isn't for you. You accept a gift, except when the gift isn't for you.
No. You accept a gift, except when the gift's not. Not you're saying accept. You're saying I mean like
I don't
the
think people
Italian
say, yes,
like mama.
I don't think people say yes, I accept you. People
Yes,
say
I
yes, I
accept that.
you. People don't go, yeah, I accept you. People go, yeah, I accept you.
You know, the first one is what people say. Hey, I accept that.
How do you say it? Say I accept you.
I accept you.
That's what I said. I accept you. But whoever, so I'll say this: I accept you. Everyone accept you.
I accept everyone. I accept everyone except you.
I accept everyone except you.
Yeah, that's different. They're very different.
What are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Bitch, do you accept help or not, bitch?
I'm really learning how to do that. I'm a suffering silencer and do things by myself. Like I would rather just do things by myself and not ask for help. That is something I'm learning to be better at. But I just don't want to depend on people. I like being not having to depend on anyone. Just do it by myself. Because then I can't be mad at someone for fucking it up.
What do you mean not? What do you mean not have to depend on anyone? Like you want to just do everything like you?
Yeah, because then I don't have to be mad that you didn't do the thing or you forgot to do it, and I can't because I've done it. And also, it'd be taking too much time to ask people to do stuff for you. It takes too much time.
That is such a weird chair behind you. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around this chair. It looks this big. Can you go sit in that chair, please, real quick? Can you go sit in that chair? It looks like a child's chair. And I get that it's far back, but in comparison to the wigs behind it, and like I recognize that orange wig. That's the wig I gave you. Go sit in that chair. Please go sit in that chair.
No, I can't. I don't have.
And also, why is the footstool in front of it bigger than the chair? The footstool is higher than the chair is. That's a footstool. That stool is bigger than the chair.
What is wrong with you?
It's a weird chair. I want you to sit in that. I need you to stand by that chair.
I don't have pants on.
Wow.
And I don't call him because y'all, let me tell y'all, Bob is a fake ass nigga. This nigga, today is the only day.
Man.
The other day, like 3 times, Bob has had, she's looking pussy from the navel of pussy. This nigga got up one time, let me see the whole outfit. Bob Fuller just had underwear on, y'all. He pulled the wool over y'all.
I wear underwear every day. I wear underwear every day. Isn't that crazy?
But there was no pants.
Anyway,
let's go. We're running out of time. We have to get through these, Bob.
I can't accept that chair. I can't accept the size of that chair. It doesn't. It looks like a toy. You have a child's chair in your room. You have a child? Oh my god, I'm screaming. So let's go on to Finding Fire Island. So Finding Fire Island is a docu podcast series which brings to life how a sleepy 19th century beach town became a modern day queer mecca for artists and the New York City theater community. Now, Fire Island is a very interesting place. I did not know that Fire Island was more than just cherry. I mean, I know now. I've known for years now. But when I first went to Fire Island and heard about Fire Island, I had no clue that Fire Island was more than just Cherry Grove and the Pines. There's most of Fire Island is straight. Do you know this?
Yeah, Ocean Township, whatever it is, Ocean Beach.
It's huge, bigger than the little gay side. I did not know that. That's crazy.
But you know,
I was like, someone was like, yeah, we go to Fire Island. I was like, you go to Fire? Yeah, with my mom and dad. You and your mom and dad go to Fire? We've always gone. I was like, what is happening? And they were like, yeah. Then I found out there was a straight side of Fire Island.
Well, you know, in the Pines, bitch, Fire Island's about to be extinct. The Pines, because the ocean is washing away. So you know how before you go on the beach, there's a long jetty and there's like mad beach in the ocean over here. In the Pines, the water is at the dunes. It has washed away all of the sand.
That's wild.
Tim Tirico showed me pictures and I was like, Cherry Grove is fine. I mean, they probably have another year or two, but the Pines, the water is like at like the boardwalk, like in all the way to the thing. It's kind of crazy.
Polar ice caps eating the girlies up, honey.
That's not funny.
I didn't say it was funny. You're the only one laughing, actually. You're actually the only one laughing.
But you know, Fire Island, I am not a meat rack hookup girl. If you don't know, the meat rack is the place where it's between Cherry Grove and the Pines, and it's like, you know, like the woods and stuff, and people hook up there. I have never hooked up in the meat rack. I have no desire to hook up in the meat rack. That's not my thing. Hooking up in nature does not speak to me. Like, I don't want to be kneeling on like sticks and fucking up my knees, and I'm not that kind of girl.
I don't think I've ever even so much as kissed a person in Fire Island. I've never had a single romantic interaction ever. Literally not once. I may have like looked at some naked bodies at one of Daniel Nardicio's underwear parties, but I've never. Jacob, please, you mute.
We did a podcast at Fire Island. We did a live show, and you took me, and we did kiss at least once on Fire Island. Me and you.
So were you lying? Are you lying now, or that didn't happen? Which one is it?
I don't think we and Jacob. What's the? Do you remember the kiss? Did we have sex that night?
We didn't have sex. We didn't like fuck on Fire Island, but we definitely kissed at some point during that trip.
Do you have documentation? Or is that just an assumption?
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I'll see what I can do. I'll be back.
Well, typically speaking, Jacob and I don't kiss when I'm in drag because I'm wearing lipstick and he'll just have like pink fucking lips on his face. Because I wear the same color lipstick pretty much every time I'm in drag. That pink fucking lipstick. And
I haven't seen you in drag in so long. I miss seeing you in drag.
When you gonna see me drag soon?
On Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm coming back to LA. And I'm also doing some photo shoots. I'm shooting my looks from the tour. So if you want to come by and hang out at the shoot, you can see me there too.
What day?
Like 3 different days.
Got
it. So, you know, I also have some really bad memories from Fire Island. Like my Fire Island memories are not always great. Like I did a really bad show with Tina Burner on Fire Island years ago, and she was a fucking mess and just not fun to work with. God bless her. I like her now. Me and Tina are friends, but at the time she was not fun for me to work with. I was working with Brandon Voss, who I did not like working with at the time. Me and Brandon Voss are cool now. We don't work together anymore, but we're cool now. I'm really saying names today. There used to be this little guy named Joey. You remember little Joey?
I remember little Joey.
Me and Joey, where is he at these days?
I don't know who little Joey is.
Little Joey used to be one of the promoters on Fire Island. He and I used to get into it a lot. It was just Fire Island was not a great. And then I had this one time where I won second place to Holly Day at fucking at Miss Fire Island Entertainer of the Year, where she did Waka Waka barefoot with an afro on. This blonde drag queen did Waka Waka barefoot with an afro, wearing kente cloth. And
the guy who ran the fire, who ran the ice palace, was like, you were the best, you should have won. He was like, and I'm gonna offer you a job at the ice palace, you're gonna work at the ice palace, you're gonna be my fucking star. And then he fucking quit the next year. He was like, next year you're gonna be here at the ice palace, you're gonna have like the hot spot show. And then he just fucking fully quit and was like, girl, I ain't giving you no motherfucking show. I quit the business, I retired, bitch. Psych. Ho.
I had some fun memories at Fire Island. I worked a few summers out on Fire Island. 2 summers, Tina Burner, Holly Boxsprings, and I did a show called Girlesque. And then before that, I used to come and do on Wednesdays. I used to do that blonde waka waka barefoot dancing drag queen. I was at her show every couple.
I mean, I cannot believe you used to be one of her fucking. She was your Paige Turner. You were just she was Paige Turner.
I was a Holly's Dolly girl.
This is in a world where you could align yourself with the likes of me.
Okay. Well, Holly was giving me gigs. You were not giving me gigs like that.
When did I give you gigs?
Not before Holly. Let me tell you something. Bob was not offering me. I was coming to her.
I didn't have gigs to offer at that time.
Okay.
Okay. Moment I had a gig to offer, I offered you one.
Okay, but you did it. But Hollywood had the bandwidth to give me a recurring gig every other Wednesday, and I was like, oh,
I was using you because she didn't.
Oh my God.
One time I was hosting an award show and she was she does not like me, and I don't like her, and she knows I don't like her. So it was a real interesting scenario when she won that award on stage, and I was hosting it, and I was hosting the show.
Let's go on to Gay and Afraid with Eric Cedeno. I've seen this person like on social media. He has a very popular TikTok, right? And Reels. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he's really pretty.
He's beautiful. Beautiful.
He's so pretty. And he has those candles out there, but those candles that like feed people.
He has a candle dick.
He owns a candle. I don't know if he still owns it, but he was running in this candle business where if you like buy a candle, then that will feed someone.
Oh, word. That's beautiful.
Google that, Jacob. What's up with Eric Cedeno's fucking
Let me look into
candle
it.
business? This podcast is like ours. It centers around
It's my turn to read.
Well, then, bitch, read.
This podcast is like ours, guys. It's centered around him and his. Oh, Jacob, you think it's just about our personalities? Wow. Well, he talks with guests about everything from pop culture to mental health. He's talked about before his most memorable Halloween stories. I'm not a Halloween person. I don't celebrate Halloween. I've never been trick-or-treating, not even once. I have never.
Really?
Never.
That's a little sad.
That's not sad. I don't think I can miss out on anything. And nothing about trick-or-treating that's like, I want to do this thing. Nothing.
I feel like New York kids don't go trick-or-treating because there's
Monet
nowhere to
has
go.
her whole life. When they lived in Atlanta, when they lived in St. Lucia. Do y'all celebrate Halloween?
I lived in Atlanta with a mother that could not take care of me, that was lying and stealing money from my grandmother aunt and not buying me the things that she's supposed to. What about that? I was getting tricked, all right. I was getting tricked, but not treated.
Wow, we really went there. I just feel like even like the dressing up. Did you dress up for Halloween?
As an adult for bloodbath, but
bloodbath was the first time you ever dressed up for Halloween.
Yeah, not even in high school.
And you were in your like late 20s then. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Did you go trick or treating as a kid?
Yeah, of course I did. Absolutely.
Did your mom? Who made your costumes?
My mom made a few. My mom bought some one time, but sometimes they were cheap. It was just like my godfather was in the military, so I just wore his fatigues, and I was like, I'm a soldier. Or one time, my mom she dressed me up like a mommy, like a soccer mommy. So I was a mommy, but then I was a mom.
And
I had this blonde wig. I had this blonde wig on, and I was wearing these like pink and black tiger stripe nails. And I had on the mummy makeup on my face, and I was wearing like a dress, and everyone thought I was a girl. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she looks so great!" And I was like,
"Purr."
It was very giving.
Yeah. So that's kind of.
Wait, does he love Selena Gomez?
Wait, Monet. Now that you have a house, you're gonna get trick or treaters.
Oh no, I would absolutely encourage trick or treaters, and I want to be the house that gives the big candy. I want like.
Are you gonna give?
Are you gonna give a big scare though?
Get a big what?
Scare? Are you gonna scare them?
No,
That's Andy.
that's Andy.
Oh, you wouldn't. You wouldn't want to scare kids.
Like how do you scare them? What,
Like you sit in a rocking chair on the porch, but you act like you're a mannequin, and then they grab the candy. You jump up,
I ain't sitting out there for them kids at home. Don't let Andy do that.
or you hide in a bush, or you open the door, or even just opening the door really fast will scare them.
Right. Yeah.
What kind of candy are you giving out?
We're giving out the big Butterfingers, the big Snickers. Not Three Musketeers is such a nasty candy bar. Also our Almond Joys. Ew. But yeah, the nice ones. Big Kit Kats.
Two Reese's together, not those little foil ones, but the two.
Yeah, I'm giving the two. Yeah, for sure.
And just so you all know, if you come to my house, you are getting an apple. You are getting peppermints. You are going to get those little black and orange things.
Black
yeah,
and orange.
it's this nasty candy. We're going to give out toothbrushes. Yeah, we're the house giving out toothbrushes. Get some floss.
And bitch, and they will egg your shit. And they should really be nervous about y'all go to Bob's house, fucking that damn Doberman is gonna fucking chase you down the fucking hallway.
We're going to be giving out Bob the Drag Queen Christmas t-shirts.
Wait, what Doberman? Why would I have a Doberman?
What's her name? Miss Lady.
Oh, her name's Lady.
Yeah. Maybe.
Jacob, have we ever had trick-or-treaters, Jacob? I'm not home for Halloween.
Sorry, what?
Have we ever had trick-or-treaters at home?
No. But we don't... I guess we just have... I think we had some kids move to the apartment like this year, but they're, I think, too young for that. Also, like, no one wants to go trick-or-treating in our apartment building.
Yeah, we live in a building, so people we don't have. There's not enough units to like go around the building. It's not like a massive New York City building. It's like I think it's like 12 units in our whole building.
Work. Oh, flex.
Is it a flex?
Like it's so.
Did you look up Eric's candles?
You and these candles.
Yeah. Sorry, I did get a little distracted, but let's. Yeah, they're called Groove.
Groove. That's what it is.
Jacob and Andy are little video game buddies now.
Oh, what games are they playing?
We're playing Helldivers 2.
Okay. Is that
Bull Daggers 2?
Helldivers.
Not Bull Daggers. I'm screaming.
I was like, that seems inappropriate.
You're defending your team defends Earth from an alien onslaught of like bugs and robots. And your group's progress completing missions helps like the overall like universe of the game that everybody's working together to like clear the galaxy and defend Earth against.
So the bugs and the robots have teamed up?
No, they're actually on different sides. So the bugs are all coming in from the east end of the galaxy, and the robots are all coming in from the west end of the galaxy. They both have their own agendas, but Earth is in the middle, and we're trying to hold both the forces of evil back and fight for democracy.
And are all bugs evil or just these specific bugs?
Just I mean these are the only bugs in the game, so I don't know more about the lore than that.
Okay, that's fair. Monet, do you have any thoughts about there's a big conversation about twinks online and who's a twink, and I feel like either what a twink is broadening and people don't like that, and there are people who are trying to conserve what a twink is.
Yeah, I've said this before. I don't think black folk fall into twinks. Like I see in my mind, twinks are like skinny white folk, skinny look like young, skinny, frail white boys, or young, skinny, frail Asian boys, or young, skinny, frail Latinx boys. But I don't really see a young, skinny, frail black boy. I don't see them as a twink. Do you see that?
I've seen some young, skinny black boys who call themselves twinks, and I see it for them. Yeah,
work.
I don't know that for me, twinkness is necessarily aligned to whiteness.
Not just whiteness, just not black.
So you think that Asians can be twinks, and you think Middle East people can be twinks? You think just black people don't have the ability to be twinks?
I never met a black, skinny, frail person that calls themselves a twink. Like maybe I haven't encountered this person, but I've never ever heard. But I've heard everyone else refer to themselves as a twink. If that makes sense.
Oh well, I've seen a few black people call themselves twinks over the years, and I also think that excluding black people from something that everyone else gets to have access to is problematic. And it seems like literally everyone in the world can be a twink except black people. And the only thing that's excluding us is just our blackness. Asians, Middle Eastern people, everyone can be a twink except Africans. And that seems problematic to me.
Well, I have never been identified as a twink.
But I'm talking about how you view them as well, because there have been people who you see as twinks who didn't tell you they were twinks. You just saw them as twinks, right?
Like meaning what?
Like you saw someone, you're like, "There's a twink," even though they didn't look at you and say, "I am a twink." You looked at like a 5'8" skinny hairless white guy who had blonde hair,
Yeah.
and you thought that is a twink.
Because they're self-identified to like that type of person before.
What I'm saying is, even if they don't tell you they're a twink, you're
because the group has, like, I've seen, I've heard, if just that specific person hasn't, but a lot of people who look like that have, and I just have never seen a Black person identify that way.
Have you seen a lot of Middle Eastern people identify as twinks?
No, so maybe I guess I wouldn't classify Middle Eastern folk as twink either. I don't feel like.
What about Asian people? Do you identify?
I've absolutely seen a lot of skinny for Asian guys self-identify as twinks.
Have you seen like Indigenous Americans identify as twinks?
No, so I guess I wouldn't count them either.
Interesting.
But I have seen Black folk identify as bears, as wolves, as what else? What are the categories? I don't even know. Those are the only ones I really think of. Otters.
There's hunks, there's jocks, there's daddies.
Hunks and jocks, those are like the same thing. I don't understand the difference between hunks and jocks. They're muscular, sporty guys.
I think a jock could be a little more trim than a hunk, because a hunk can
be
big. Yeah, like cut, like you have more definition, but you're still big. Whereas you can be a hunk and not be particularly cut. Like, let's say you're not as big as a bear, but you're just kind of like a big hunky guy. You can be a hunk without being ripped or without being trim.
I disagree. I feel like hunk, you have to be trim.
Oh, that's interesting. What does hunky mean when you think of someone who's like, this is a big hunky man? What does that mean to you?
Hunk means like you're bigger in stature and you're like trim. Jock, I feel like you can be smaller and really ripped. I feel like hunk is big and ripped. Jock is just you're small and ripped. Like you're like someone like AC Slater is a jock, but someone like Henry Cavill or that dude the Reacher, that is a hunk. They're big and ripped.
Interesting.
Like Michael B. Jordan would be a jock.
Interesting. Let's go on to Las Culturistas with Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
So Bowen Yang's had a really big year. He's going to be in the new Wicked movie. They made up a character just for him.
Seriously.
Well, I think that a new character was written and he played the role. I don't know if the character.
So technically, because Wicked's based on the book, he's playing a character from the book Wicked that was not included in the musical Wicked.
That's what I was like. I was thinking. So I don't know if the character's written for him, but he is a character that is not in the musical. And that's exciting. Have you seen the clip of Tina Fey in their show where she says authenticity is a luxury?
Yeah, she doesn't have a look. Yeah, I saw that.
Something we need to see, Jacob?
I was wondering if you've seen it. To talk about.
Is it something that's pertinent that I should look at?
It was a viral moment for the podcast.
Is it quick? Should I look at it?
Yeah.
There's probably like a 40-second version of it somewhere.
I will try to pull it up right now.
If you just type it on TikTok, I'm sure it'll pop up.
So first of all, do you know about Ayo Edebiri and Jennifer Lopez on Saturday Night Live?
Yes, I do. So juicy.
Caldwell, have you heard about this?
No.
So there's an actress who she's a
comedian, on The Bear.
Did
you watch The Bear? She's
No, I didn't watch The Bear.
She's a comedian. She has a podcast, and on her podcast, like 2 years ago, she was like, Jennifer Lopez is a scam artist. She can't sing. She's tricking everybody. Like, I don't know why this woman is so famous. Her career as a comedian does on a podcast.
Just shading her, shading the shit out of Jennifer Lopez.
Her career blows up. She gets on this multi-Emmy award-winning TV show called The Bear. She's a huge comedian. She's in all these movies. She's an Emmy award-winning actress.
Ayo Edebiri.
She gets cast on Saturday Night Live when Jennifer Lopez is the musical guest. This was like last month.
Oh no, I know this woman.
And because and she got cast on SNL with Jennifer Lopez as a guest star, and people suddenly start bringing out all of these comments of her talking shit about Jennifer Lopez on her podcast 2 years ago. So that's the intro to this.
Intro to what?
The video you're about to watch.
The Tina Fey on Las Culturistas.
Got it.
Which I'm going to find for you.
What I'm looking at online right now is a video of her next to Jennifer Lopez.
No, you're looking up Las Culturistas. That's what you're
I know,
supposed
but
to
I'm saying when looking at what y'all are talking about, there's a clip of this woman Aos apologizing, I think. But what is she? Is she apologizing for saying something wrong or saying something mean?
For saying what she said about
Mean.
Jennifer Lopez being a scam artist.
I understand what the word
It's
she
not
apologized, but she
wrong. It's just
apologized.
mean.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Oprah?
Did
once
you
used
look
to
up the
make
Tina
people
Fey video, bitch?
No, Jacob said
I'm trying to find it. Sorry, it's not.
I thought you were looking that up.
You call Jacob a bitch because he couldn't find it.
Jacob is a bitch.
Editors, we can
Monet and I
trim a
can
little
talk
bit of
about
this
you search.
down.
Monet and I are
I
able
just
to
sent
talk
it to you
about
on TikTok. I just sent it to you on TikTok.
But yeah, I think I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but a while back, Oprah used to make people apologize to her on her show a lot. And she did it with the guy who wrote Me in Little Pieces. She did it with Iyanla Vanzette over a 2-part episode. And she even did it with Kim Wayans. Here we go.
I regret to inform you that you are too famous now, sir. What's gonna happen? You having a problem with Saltburn? Quiet luxury. Keep it to yourself, because what are you gonna do when Emerald Fennell calls you about her next project, where you play Carrie Mulligan's co-worker in the bridal section of Harrods, and then Act 3 takes a sexually violent turn, and you have to pretend to be surprised by that turn. You hang out with Ariana and SpongeBob now. That is your life. Okay? And Matt Rogers, I can tell you, you got about 1 year left, and then learn from my mistakes. Learn from IO. Podcasts are forever. Authenticity is dangerous and expensive. I don't think so, honey.
That's what's in it. That is so real.
You know, I want to say that I have found myself in several scenarios where I have come face to face with a person that I had said something about. And I was like, well, here I am looking at them in real life. Whoopsie daisy. And she's right. You can be authentic, but girl, you're allowed to share your opinions about people, but one day you might run into those people, and now what you gonna do?
And they may be the one in charge of hiring you or making you get a gig, which I think is what she's alluding to in mistakes she's made. Yeah.
I mean, but also, if you don't want to hire me because I said you weren't good in Saltburn, then
That's your
because I haven't
prerogative.
seen Saltburn, that's your prerogative. But also, I'm allowed to say you weren't good in Saltburn.
Oh, you absolutely can say it, and if you want to, you should. But just know that it could impact and cost you a bag, you know?
But I mean, yeah, it could. But I mean, like, would you rather have your authenticity or a couple grand?
That's or maybe it might be a couple mil. Who knows?
I'm asking you, which one would you rather have? Your authenticity or a couple $1 million?
You know, I think it's a case by case basis. I have to see where I'm at, what I need at that time. Do I want my authenticity or do I want the milli?
Like, who's an artist that I know for a fact you don't really care much for? Like not you don't care for her, but you're like, Kesha's not a diva. You're like, Kesha's not no fucking diva. But now Kesha's like in charge of something that is important to you.
I want to say I like Kesha. I said that she wasn't a diva.
No. Let me just again. I didn't say you don't
No,
say you
what
don't
you
like her. I
said,
said
you started out. Who was an artist that you don't give a fuck about? That's how you
I
started.
did not say don't give a fuck about.
I
Well,
know.
I said,
I'm being a little hyperbolic.
And then I said, well, maybe not necessarily don't like.
I just want to be very clear.
Then I immediately amended it. But I guess you stopped listening before that point.
I just wanted to be very clear for people who are selectively listening on the podcast.
It's very you.
I want to be very clear.
If other folks listen like you, then maybe they skip that part too. But anyway, like I was saying, down the line when Kesha is in charge of hiring you for something that is really, really important to you, and then the conversation comes up again, is Kesha a diva? What are you going to say?
Well, at this point, I've already put it out into the universe, and I would make it very clear what I said. I think I like Kesha's music. I think Kesha's great, but I still stand on what I said about she's not a diva.
You'll double down when Kesha's right there holding the check. You'll double down.
Yeah.
You say that now. You say that now.
Yeah.
You say that now.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it. You're right now.
Okay, we're not. Okay, listen. Nikki Haley, the drag queen. We don't flip flop over here. Okay, we don't flip flop like you, Mr. Flip Flopper.
Let's go on to Queen of Hearts with Juju.
Fence Rider. Juju has a podcast.
Yes, she has a dating show where she brings people on to find love every episode. She interviews each other. They interview each other about like dating, showing their profiles. where they do an improv where one is a contestant on the show. Everyone knows this, Monet. Literally everyone
You're
knows this.
so
It's
full
called
of
Freedom
shit.
Unlocked.
This nigga just reading Jacob's copy. Anyway,
Literally everyone knows this.
Jujubee, bring me on her show.
You trying to find love?
Mm-hmm. With Jujubee, sister love.
That's interesting. Are you polyamorous now?
Emotionally.
So you can date someone as long as you don't have sex with them?
Mm-hmm.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know you and Andy had reached this point in your career, in your relationship.
Career.
Yeah, in the career of your relationship.
Would you go on Jujubee's podcast and find another lover?
You know, my dance card is really full these days, and
Damn.
I have 2 boyfriends and like a person that I like have this other like complicated relationship with right now, and I think that, and then I have family stuff, and then I have a tour coming up, and I'm on a tour right now. I think my dance card is completely full.
Okay, so can we?
But I would go in there and talk about my past relationships and maybe even current ones in a way that seems respectful to my partner.
Would you ever talk about past failed relationships publicly, or are you like, once they break, I will never talk about them again?
I think it's a case by case basis, and I don't know that I want to talk about. I mean, I acknowledge that I have an ex, but I don't really say much about our relationship though, unless it's kind. I don't really say anything about him that's not nice.
Work.
And obviously, we were not compatible at some point, but I don't have anything publicly to say about Ezra that is less than kind.
Work.
He's very creative. He's very smart. He's very talented, and maybe that'll change down the line. Maybe one day I'll become bitter and mad and angry and want to publicly trash him. But today, no, I wouldn't. Would you?
I think my last relationship, I never like said anything like I wasn't going to talking shit, but I definitely expressed like feelings I had of discontent, like in real time when they were happening and post breakup, but never like this is oh my god, this is one of my bruises from paintball. This person is like bad, and no, and I'm not the type of person. But bitch, there's a celebrity that recently broke up with their partner, and I mean, it is so mean.
Like publicly, then who is it? If they're being public, just say their name.
Amanda Seals.
Oh, she's being wild about it.
Girl, I was like, damn.
I mean, I would say my ex did write a song about me, so we do not share the same moral standing on that particular topic.
And last but not least, trying to vie for the GLAAD Award against Sibling Rivalry is the Queer Book Saved My Life. It's an LGBTQ guests share the queer books that saved their lives with authors who wrote them. Have you read any gay books, Bob, recently that impacted you?
I haven't read any books recently at all, but I think the last book I read that had a queer angle to it was probably The Good Lord Bird, and it was like probably 3 years ago. I don't think I've read a full book in like 3 years. And obviously the gay book that changed my life is obviously, the queer book that changed my life is obviously The Color Purple. I don't even know if this is, I think everyone knows my love for The Color Purple, and it is just one of the most brilliant queer stories in general ever to be told. It is just a beautiful book, cover to cover. It's all written in the form of letters, and you're also going through the journey of literacy with
Celie.
Because Celie can't read and write. I mean, then by the end, she's a Pulitzer Prize winning novelist, basically. So, I mean, obviously she's a fictional character, but you all should check out. If you've not read The Color Purple, if you've seen the movies and heard the quotes and all that stuff and seen the stage play, you have not experienced anything until you've read The Color Purple. Truly a profound book.
I'm reading Chain Gang All Stars right now. I'm really early into it, and there are definitely some queer undertones in it. I don't know where it's gonna go if it gets gayer, but there's definitely some queer undertones in her, and it's a pretty good read so far.
There's a gay character in Wicked.
I don't read the Wicked. I haven't seen Wicked.
No. There's a gay character in The Ugly Stepsisters.
There's also there are gay characters in Wicked. There's a gay couple.
Oh, there are. Yeah. I read Gregory Maguire's Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, which, by the way, is honestly a better book than Wicked is, low key. And I remember being like, getting to this one part about this some gay guy or gay person or lesbian. I don't know who the fuck it was. I kept going back and reading it over and over again because I was like, I want this. I need this fucking this gay part to pop off. And Confessions of Ugly Stepsisters is a really good book. I'm shocked that that one hasn't become a movie or a musical or anything yet.
Daughter the father, daughter the father.
What is that?
Lindsay Lohan. These are confessions.
Does that have anything to do with what I was saying? Oh, Confessions. Okay. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah. All right, y'all. So,
do you think we'll win against these people again?
Wait, there's a little bit more if we scroll down.
oh,
So Monet, why should we win another GLAAD Award?
I think we should win another GLAAD Award because we are really out here doing gay, queer work. We are two Black queer people talking about our life, our love, our experiences. Others, we have lots of queer people on our podcast. And for all
But how does it separate us from others? There's other Black queer people in here too who have queer people.
Can I finish without being interrupted?
Probably not, but I'll let you try.
You want to interrupt me without letting me finish my thing and ask me the thing I'm going to be saying.
Okay, well, say your thing.
You are insane.
So what were you saying? Do you want to say it?
And I think we do so. What we do well that a lot of these other podcasts don't do is that we are able to inject our comedy, our wit, our love for each other, and our dynamic is infectious. And the sibling rivalry dynamic is just something that none of these other podcasts have. They do not
You know,
have.
there's comedy and wit in Las Costa Risas.
Not like we
Damn, that's
do.
crazy.
Not like we do. Not like you
Damn,
know what?
ate them up.
What Las Costa
Ate them up.
Risas does not have a gay Black perspective in it. And you know what? Or maybe it does. Maybe Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang are Black, and I don't know. Neither, unbeknownst to the world. But that is just a specific lens that Bob and I have to offer in this category for best podcast. And I think that you may look high, you may look low, but you will never find another sibling rivalry in this category for best podcast. Why do you think we should win?
You know, I think that our perspective is not terribly uncommon, and there are podcasts like ours out there, like The Read, like Las Culturistas. There's podcasts like Eric Cedenios. I can't remember. I don't remember how to pronounce his name because his name is not that on TikTok. But I think what we do have, because I don't want to win because we Black, but what I do want to say is this: if you do win and you are Black, it probably means that you are more than exceptional, and I will say that. And I think that you and I have also been able to cultivate a community within our podcast that is truly unrivaled. Me and Monet have a really successful Patreon, and the people who listen to our podcast, especially the ones who support our podcast financially over on our Patreon, thank you all so much. All the sisters, all the cousins, all the siblings, all the aunts, all the stepdads, all the stepmoms. When we go out and to do our shows live, the community that we've been able to cultivate is so remarkable that it truly does really, really feel like family. And if some of you all don't know what it's like, you should honestly come over there. Our Discord is really popping. We take our podcast community very, very, very seriously. And we are also pumping out 2, sometimes 3 episodes a week, including episodes that stay behind a paywall as well. So I do think that we're also and quality episodes at that, mind you. And also our ability to engage with the RuPaul's Drag Race fandom, the fandom regarding different types of music, like Monet's love for hall music or town. What's it called? Hall. What's the kind of music you love? Hall. Dance hall? Don't you love dance hall music, bitch?
No, I like reggae, not dancehall.
So you don't like dance hall?
I don't not like dancehall, but you acting like Monet.
You never on the podcast.
You
I love dancehall.
You said Monet's love for dancehall. I like dancehall music. I don't love dancehall music.
Interesting, because I feel like you said you love it before, but I guess we're just redacting things. Redact the statement. But also our love for other things and has been able to bleed into this. We are able to build community off of that. So I think our community building and our passion for what we do is truly unparalleled. Even in difficult work environments.
There you have it, y'all. So glad. Listen, and glad. Even if we don't win, I'm just grateful that we're nominated and we're in the category because we are in very good company, and that means a lot that you guys even nominated us to win another award. So hopefully we do.
And I just want to give a big shout out to Peppermint, who's a member at large of the executive committee and also on a podcast with me as well. Alana Mayo, Andrea Calise, Justin Blake, Juan Carlos Cruz,
reading names.
Samantha Lux,
Glad Day. She's
Frankie
reading.
Grande. Do what? Yeah, I'm reading them. You think I have them all memorized? Is it weird that I'm reading names? We've been reading this entire podcast. We've been reading a lot of copies.
I'm not reading anything.
Yeah, because those who can do. Let's put it that way.
Monet, close your eyes and name some board members.
Yeah, close them and name board members.
Okay, Peppermint, Megan McCain.
Megan McCain's not a board member.
She was. I didn't.
She's not.
We did not say current.
Not.
We just said name board member. We did not say current.
So keep going. Close your eyes and keep lying. Continue to lie. Close your eyes and lie more.
What do you mean?
Close your eyes and lie more. Continue. I named one. I've already named 6, and stop trying to read them and memorize them. You're slick as concrete, bitch. You're rubber on rubber. You're not slick. And the longer I talk, you're already forgetting the names that you read.
First of all, how would I even find a list of anything? I didn't even type anything.
And I happen to know that one of the names you're gonna say is KB.
What?
Initials K and B. That's gonna be one of the names you say.
What are you talking
Isn't
about?
it?
It's not.
Okay, keep going. Go ahead. Name a few.
Samantha Harnett.
Monet, you're really bad at lying. You're the worst liar I've ever met in my life. So anyway, like I was saying, I want to shout out a couple of people on the board: Colleen Taylor, Lisa Lee, David Harnick, and Damian Hooper Campbell. I couldn't name everyone. There's a lot of people here, obviously, but I just want you to know that the other day, Richard Clark, I did see that outfit you were wearing. It was so cute. You look so great in it. Those colors complimented you so well. And Shamik Bowes, no one turns a party like Shamik Bowes. There isn't a person on this planet who does it quite like Shamik Bowes. And don't even get me started on Zeke Smith.
Lisa Lee.
Monet, you're leaving. Goodbye, everyone.
Tiffany Warren. I love
Goodbye.
Tiffany. I love the other day. Tiffany, she went when she was going to that event.
She turned it. She was so funny. She was so funny.
And what's her name?
No one knows people don't know how funny Tiffany is.
They really don't. What's her name? The one.
And Tiffany has great glasses. Great glasses, Tiffany.
And the one with the really nice outfits. What's her name? I'm tipping Maeve Duvali. You know Maeve?
Of course, do I know Mae Duvali? Why would I not know? Do I fucking know Mae Duvali?
Yes,
obviously. Maeve. First of all, Maeve be up in these streets, turning the party, just having so much fun. Always
so
a real cut up.
Yeah,
a real cut up. Maeve is a real.
And she never forgets a name or a face. She always like Monet. I'm like, oh my god, I love Maeve.
So shout out to all the board members.
Yeah,
thank you all so much for voting for us last year, and maybe we'll see you again this year.
And I'm coming this year. What's the date?
Immediately cancels.
Wait, what's the day of the GLAAD Awards?
All right, bye everyone.
Bye.